Hesitantly, I answer the call and then...
I know y'all see Mrs. Frizzle's sexy, thick ass. Look at all that ass!
Yo, welcome to the dojo. It's your boy Kyle. I'm gonna be your sensei for the day. Before we get started, make sure you leave me your offering by hitting that like button and subscribe while you at it. Last episode, we finally made it to Astoria and met the princess, and we're getting settled into our room in the palace. Now, we just so happen to have a phone call. Now we're about to figure out who it was. Make sure you sit back, relax, eat your snacks, and enjoy. Let's get it! Bzz, bzz, bzz. A shrill noise from my pocket makes me start. Somebody must be calling me. But who? Is it my mother? Bzz, bzz, bzz. That's always a possibility, but it seems more likely to be IU and her Cosmos. They were both pretty insistent, IU in particular, before I left. What time is it in Japan right now? Would they just be waking up? Bzz, bzz, bzz. All right, calm down, I'm coming. I fish my phone out of my pocket, then take a look at who's calling, but to my surprise, it's not any of my existing contacts. This number apparently is unknown. I guess it's not my mom after all, or IU or Cosmos for that matter. Is this some kind of a prank? Curiouser and curiouser. Hesitantly, I answer the call and then...
I know y'all see Mrs. Frizzle's sexy, thick ass. Look at all that ass!
Well, thank goodness for that. I was beginning to worry you would never pick up.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
I'm greeted by an exasperated voice coupled with an exasperated face, which appears on the screen off my cell phone. I hate being kept waiting, you know. That's absolutely no way to treat a lady, particularly not a lady such as myself. I know you would have a lot of Succubus girlfriends now, but I was your first. Don't forget that, mister. Unless you want me to march over there and impress that knowledge upon your body by force. Chill, Yue, chill. Hey, Yue. I greet my ex-first girlfriend and the present ruler of the Succubus realm with an awkward smile. Talk about unexpected. I didn't think Yue of all people would be calling me. I didn't even know she could. I didn't know you had an internet connection in the Succubus realm. Or that said connection would be potent enough to manage video calls without disconnecting. Video calling my parents is difficult enough, and they only live a couple of hours away. The video always breaks up when we attempt it, which is why we rarely bother. Yue's image looks very crisp, however, on my phone screen. I can see her long dark hair as it cascades about her shoulders and the smooth curve of her shoulders. Boy, does she look pissed. There's a lot of things you don't know, Hiroki. You can fill a book. She sounds pissed too. Did she just roll her eyes at me? Yue doesn't look like a happy camper. This is how she often is. I'm used to it. At least she's never tried to grind the sole of her foot against my skull like she did to Marina that one time. She looks pretty dignified right now, actually, reclining in her throne in the darkened Succubus room. Yue's arms are folded beneath her chest, and behind her, one of her adoring Succubus acolytes is holding the receiver of an old-fashioned rotary telephone to her ear. I guess it's what she's using to contact me. There's no way an old-timey phone like that should have video functionality. And even if it did, surely Yue would have to hold it away from herself so I can see her. The precise physics behind our little video call aren't quite adding up. But well, I doubt this call is functioning via ordinary methods. Yue is a Succubus after all. She must be using magic to speak to me as she is. I shouldn't question it too much. That'll only give me a headache, and in any event, I'm tired. I should have fallen asleep like a good half an hour ago. So Yue. I shift in my bed trying to get comfortable and offer her what I hope is a consolatory smile. Is there any particular reason why you're calling? Do I need a reason? I think the fact that I'm your partner ought to be reason enough to speak to you. It has been rather too long, and I have missed you. I wish we could spend more time together. Yue sighs. But work always comes first, and I am hopelessly busy. I've been thinking of contacting you for several weeks, but only now did I find the time to sit down and call. Being a ruler is very stressful. There is no end to the naughty succubi I'm obliged to discipline. It is little wonder Hifumi advocated when she did. At the time, I thought becoming queen was a wonderful opportunity, but now I have to wonder whether I have been played for a fool. My cousin is as devious as a fox. It sounds like you have a bone to pick with Hifumi then. You don't know the half of it. Yui's eyes narrow. Do not think I'm not aware, Hiroki, of everything Hifumi said on television. I heard it all, every last word. Were you watching Hifumi's Karuta competition too? Yue nods. Hifumi is a member of my own family after all. She told me at the competition she was very excited about it in fact, and I felt obliged to cheer her on. I was able to snatch some time between my regal duties to watch her as she slapped about all those pretty printed cards in the kimono of hers, though for what reason I cannot fathom. I don't particularly understand the appeal of Karuta. It seems awfully tedious, you think? I grin. But Karuta's all about classic poetry. I figured you'd be into that kind of thing. You got a really good grades back in school, particularly in literature class. Our teacher couldn't stop singing your praises. He thought you were a genius. I do have a fondness for the literature of you humans, I will admit, but gamifying your most meaningful works of poetry does not appeal to me. I have heard it said that Karuta is about appreciating the arts, but I doubt the participants have given it all that much thought. They are too focused upon their own reflexes to reflect upon the meanings in the poems that they are playing with. That is no way to show one's respect towards the poets of ages past. Wow, I didn't know you were such a passionate person about Karuta. I am not passionate about it. As I said, I do not care for it. Maybe so, but your manner of not caring is awfully in depth. It sounds like you've given it a lot of thought. Well, I did participate in the Kuda Club myself for a brief spell during high school. Oh yeah. I blinked momentarily, taken aback by this memory. I had forgotten about that. How did you get on? I went only the one time before I quit in despair. It was obvious that the members of that ailing, failing club only wished to recruit me because they hoped I might be able to pull them out of their slump. They did not care for me beyond my memorization skills and my fast reflexes. They did not care about the poetry they printed on the cards either. At least, I did not think they did. They only cared for themselves. Their pursuits were wholly selfish. I guess that's humans for you. But I don't think it's true that all the players of the Karuta across the country do it for the fame and glory. It's not a particularly popular sport. You have to have some kind of passion for the poems in themselves, I think, to even get into it in the first place. Hifumi's really into that kind of stuff, isn't she? I suppose you have a point. I think Hifumi's style of playing is rather considerate, all things considered. She at least seems to care about more than her carrying points. I think so too. She's pretty big on Japanese poetry. I don't think she bothered playing otherwise. I must concur. Yu's head with a nod of her head. I couldn't help but marvel Hifumi as she played. Her movements were awfully elegant. Hampered down though she was by her kimono's trailing sleeves. They did not seem to bother her at all. While I do not see the point of the sport, I am glad Hifumi is Japan's reigning champion. I could think of none more worthy than the position that she is. Hifumi is pretty dedicated in all she does. Indeed she is. Yui scowls, but I fear she may be too dedicated. How do you mean? I look at Yui curiously. Is this about her confession? Yes, it is. What else would it be about? I might respect Hifumi as a Karuta player, but I have little respect for her now after her underhanded machination. I can scarcely believe that she confessed her feelings to you so brazenly after the conversation. Did she not pause to think how that would make the rest of us feel? It does not seem at all considerate. I figured the moment I clapped eyes on Yui that this would be the reason behind her call. She must be jealous, just like IU was. It's understandable, I suppose, that she'd be upset given the circumstances, but geez, dating Yui back when she was called Yuki was difficult enough at the time, and at the time she was my only girlfriend. Now I'm trying to satisfy 6 of them, and they're all succubus to boot. It's hard differing my time and attention equally between all 6 of my partners, and while I do try, it can get pretty exhausting. I'm happy that Hifumi likes me enough to inform the nation of her feelings, or well, the portion of the nation that actually watches Karuta competitions, but her forthrighteousness has caused a bunch of complications. And if that wasn't bad enough, there's even more Yui wants to gripe about. I shudder to think what the rest of her complaints might entail. I have seen it reported in the daily newspaper that you were spotted in the airport with Marina and Hazel. Huh? Okay, now that I wasn't expecting. It's true enough that we had our photos taken at the airport, but I didn't think this story would get out so quickly. Aren't there more important things to report on other than my love life? Is it really all over the news, Yui? Indeed it is. It was in the paper just and soon it's gonna be in the magazines. And the internet is crawling with speculation about who you could be too. Everybody is determined, or so it seems, to solve the mystery of who this suave, dapper young man is, who has managed to woo not only Yamamoto Hifumi, but Wakatsuki Marina and Hazel Williams too. You've become almost iconic. You're such a Lothario, a regular Romeo. At least I was liking you as such, but Romeo only ever dated 2 women. You, meanwhile, have 6 notches on your belt. And I wouldn't be surprised if during your stay in Astoria, if you ensnared a few more hearts too. I think you're getting ahead of yourself, Yui. I try to soothe my girlfriend, who's starting to look pretty perturbed. I have no interest in pursuing more women. I'm more than content with the light in my life I have now. Asking for any more would be selfish, particularly when I have so many fine women who've expressed an interest in me already. You're more than enough to satisfy me. Well, we'll just see about that. Yui purses her lips together. I know you, Hiroki. Or rather, I know what your scent is like. There's something enticing about it. For some reason, we succubi can't keep away. You're awfully appealing. For succubi, maybe, but I don't think there are any succubi in Astoria's palace. You don't have anything to worry about on that front. So you say, but looks can be deceiving. We succubi are attracted to fame and glory after all, and several of our kind carry exalted titles in the human realm. A handful of us have married into royal families across Europe and have seared children with kings and princesses. Even if Astoria's princess is not a full-blooded succubus, she might very well be descended from one. If I cannot resist you, I doubt she will be able to either. Wow, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know you succubi had so much influence. But of course we do. We need humans to revere us if we are to maintain our powers. Without continued love and respect, we begin to weaken. It makes sense, really, that we would gravitate to the rich and powerful. So you say, But I'm not, I frown, but I'm not rich or powerful. I'm just an ordinary guy. Beyond my scent, which you have turned it, is enticing. It is enticing. Beyond my scent, which as you have turned, beyond my scent, which as you termed it, is enticing. I don't think I've got all that much going for me. Please, Hiroki, don't say that. That I'm ordinary? You ain't nods. You might think of yourself as such, but you're not so to me. You are very, very special to me, in fact. To question your own merits is akin to questioning my taste and my love. And as the queen of the succubi, I cannot stand that. Do not dare to presume that my judgment might be misguided. If I love you, it is because you deserve it. Alright, I get it. I hate to pour cold water on your feelings, so I smile like Yue, flattered by her praise. I can accept them. I'm happy you like me, and I in turn like you an awful lot. You're still important to me. That'll never change no matter what happens. You were my first girlfriend after all. Yes, I know. I realize I'm being foolish, yet sometimes I get so trapped in my own thoughts I cannot think rationally. It is a bad habit for a queen, Yue sighs. But I shall endeavor to swallow my jealousy. I am speaking to you now. That is the truly important thing, and I do not wish for us to argue. Your immense popularity does concern me, but no matter how many women you woo, I do not think I'll ever be able to leave your side. I like you more than I ought, more than might be healthy. It is hard for me, though, to be consigned to the succubus realm while you're busy enjoying your life to the fullest. I wish we could spend more time together. I want to go on dates with you, and I want to cling to you, and I want to confess my love to you, too. I want everybody to know how much you mean to me. Telling everybody might be a bit of a tall order. There's a lot of people on planet Earth, after all, I reflect while I was smiling. But your feelings have reached me, at least. They're loud and clear. I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. It sucks we don't have more time together. I think about you a lot too, though, Yue. You do? Of course. I love you after all, and I want to lavish you with attention. If you were here, I'd be sure to pat your head and give you a kiss too. Would that cheer you up? Perhaps. Yue demurs, her face flushed while coiling a strand of dark hair about her finger. I'll hold you to that then. I fully expect during our next meeting for you to embrace me and shower me with praise. Sure, I can do that. It'll be easy. I have no shortage of nice things to say about you. I love how hardworking you are, Yue, and how determined. No matter how disheartened you get, you always pick yourself up and keep on going. You're loving and affectionate. You're intelligent and... Alright, that's enough. Yue cuts me off, her face redder than the apple that did in Snow White. You have to say some of these compliments from when we get next to each other face to face so they don't grow stale. Please give me something to look forward to. Sure thing. I use the next week to think of plenty of more kind words to say to you too. I can't imagine I have much else to do, relaxing in the palace. I don't have any meetings to attend to like Marina, or any tennis matches to prep for like Hazel. I came along at Hifumi's behest, but I'm feeling a bit extraneous. I have no real plans lined up, so I might as well use my time to think of ways to cheer Yue up. That seems plenty productive to me. I'll look forward to it then. Yue surveys me from beneath her dark eyelashes, suddenly shy. Thank you for being so understanding, Hiroki. And I'm sorry for bothering you when it's so very late. You must be tired after your flight. I just wish to speak to you so much I cannot help myself. It's fine, don't worry about it. I am your boyfriend after all. You don't have to hold back around me. It'd be pretty sad if you didn't feel comfortable speaking to me. Yes, I suppose that is true. Thank you again. I should probably get going now, but Yue exhales. It might be in my imagination, but her face is starting to look a little red. Though we can speak only through the phone, I was wondering, could we indulge in a more intimate manner of conversation? I mightn't be able to hold you, but I can always imagine that I am, and I care for you so greatly. Your words alone would be enough to make me happy. She's so cute. How could I possibly refuse? Grinning, I observe her and say, of course, I wouldn't mind. It's funny you feel the need to ask, really, given you are my girlfriend.
Hey, if you made it to the end of this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. That's your other offering for the day. I want you to go, if you made it here, I want you to comment Yue. Y-U-E, Yue, alright? Hey, I'm pumping these bad boys out. Hey, and I'm trying to make shorter content, like make it a little shorter, like more speak to the point. Because I feel like some parts of the story are missing because of how long the videos are. And I'm been looking at my analytics. I'm trying to cut out some of the boring, nonchalant, like non-energetic moments. I'm gonna try to change it up a bit. But I've already recorded the rest of this game, so it's gonna have to be wait till next game to get to that. So, hey, anyways, that's it from me today. I love y'all. Stay blessed. If you got caught in a hurricane, I'm praying for you, like I did myself. Keep it up. Keep strong. I love y'all. Bye. See you in the next one.